I'm using the self-talk because my parent is going through dementia. I need to soothe myself, and the weight feels overwhelming. I'm powerless. I watch my dear parents slip away. Dementia steals another piece again each day. With every visit, something else is gone. And I can't stop the fall that marches on. I see the confusion clouding up their eyes, their fading memories, their mind's demise. I can't do anything, they don't call my name. This is unbearable hurting, but who is to blame? It breaks my heart. I hold these hands, I touch this face. But they're already gone, yet sitting here in their own grave. This family torn apart before we're done. The helplessness of watching love fade out into a fog, a shadow fill the doubt. I see my relatives all hurting too, struggling alone, not knowing what to do. It feels like I'm trapped in some cruel play, forced to watch a slow goodbye each day. Farewell that I never volunteered. Pain I avoided, a road I never cheered. And here's the worst part that I have to face. Nothing I say can slow this ruthless pace. Nothing I do can make this disease stop. It's merciless, it makes my heart drop, and that makes me feel broken, lost and small, desperate and helpless through it all. This is where this is what's true.
You're asking, how do I feel about this dementia? I'll tell you how.
Of course I'm angry. How could one be above it? I'm angry at dementia for stealing my beloved. I'm angry at this disease for robbing their mind. I'm angry at life itself for being so unkind. I'm angry at the doctors who can't fix this pain. Angry at the system that offers hope in vain. Angry at all the empty advice that changes nothing here. Sometimes I'm even angry at my parent. Let me make this clear, for slipping away, for leaving me the weight, for not being strong, the version I once knew was great. I'm angry. I'm angry. Angry, angry, oh. I'm angry. I'm angry at myself too, for not handling this right, for not finding the words, for losing this fight, for not stopping the decline, for watching them fade, for all that I've lost in this cruel parade. I hate seeing my family so broken and torn. I hate the endless phone calls since dementia was born. The panic, the tears, the way we all spiral down into worry and fear in this merciless town. And yet, in this anger, at least I feel something stronger than despair. At least I'm not numb. At least I know I'm still there. This rage shows me how much I still care. Because if I didn't care, it wouldn't tear. It wouldn't hurt this much, cut this deep. My love is buried inside this fury I keep. And maybe that's the first sign that I'm still alive. Still connected, still able to survive.
I can't change this, And this truth hurts, I confess. But maybe it's not about changing it at all. Maybe it's about seeing it differently through this fall. And no one can live in their body forever, it's true. And as painful as this is, it's the reality we move through. So dementia, maybe it's not just destruction and pain. Maybe it's a kind of letting go, releasing the chain, a loosening of the grip on this world so tight. What if my parent is finding relief in the night, pulling back from what hurts too much to face? Maybe it's not a mistake, but a chosen grace. Maybe it's a path of easing away, softer than fighting till their final day. Wouldn't it be easier if I could accept even a little this truth I've kept? Wouldn't it bring me some peace if I could see this as their way of preparing to be free? I still don't like it, that much is clear, but it's different when I know transition is near. It comes for all of us, one way or another we'll go. And maybe this is simply my parents' flow. The thought feels a little gentler than rage, a softer way to turn this page. I can notice that my parent is still here, still breathing, still present, still near. In their own way they remain. Yes, they're not the same, but love's refrain. There are still glimpses of them I can find, and those glimpses are something they remind. I can cherish even those small moments we share, a smile, a touch, a look. There. They still mean something when I focus there. I don't feel so completely robbed, I swear. What if I could start to lean more toward connection? What if instead of hating I found reflection? I could practice noticing what's still alive, even if it's not perfect. We survive. It's not nothing, this thread we hold. This shift matters, it's hope retold. And even a thin thread of hope feels better than drowning in despair, letter by letter. That shift matters, that's hope. And hope is the rope that helps me cope. So maybe dementia is not just a tragedy, but a doorway to a different strategy, a way my parents' soul has chosen to let go, loosening their grip on this life below. And when I remember that, I feel a little calmer, like a gentle healing balm, a soothing song. Because death is not the opposite of life. There is a part of it beyond the strife. It comes at every one of us, this I know. And when I stop wrestling with that truth I flow, I begin to breathe easier, let the tension cease. Nobody can stay forever, I accept this and make peace. And maybe I don't need them to stay. I can see dementia as preparing for that day. Slowly, gradually, and there's nothing wrong. A gentle transition to where we all belong. It's not faith, not what I would have wished, but perhaps it is merciful, not dismissed. And its own strange way offers grace. 'Cause if the alternative is unbearable to face, then maybe this gentle withdrawal is a softer exit sign. It is not abandonment, it's a different design. It is transition to a sacred space. And in the face of death, I accept a slower pace. I don't have to be terrified every moment here. I can recognize that life has always been unclear, temporary, fragile, fleeting in its way. And that is what makes it precious every day. I don't have to curse the ending anymore. I can bless the time that still remains in store. And even with the decline I embrace, there are still moments of precious grace. Touches, small smiles, a flash of recognition bright, flows of gifts in the fading light. And if I can focus there, I find my peace. I let the wrestling and the fighting cease. So no, I don't need to fight against death anymore. I can accept it, make peace with what's in store, and even honor it, this sacred door. Because in truth it is only a continuation. Nothing wrong, not a loss of love, but a return to the source. A gentle flowing in its natural course. That wisdom studies me, helps me see that everything is unfolding as it must be. And if my parent's soul is at peace tonight, then I can let myself be at peace in this life. I can let myself be at peace and let all my struggling cease.
So when I am with my parents, I don't wanna carry despair like a shadow following everywhere. I wanna bring a lightness, a calmness, a spark of love into the room like a gentle dove. I can sit beside them, hold their hand, and remember clear, this moment is still alive and I'm near. of their skin, the way time slows down. It is still life, still sacred, still found. Maybe I put on the old music that once made them smile, and watch how a melody can smooth the wrinkles for a while. Maybe I flip through a photo album and see a flicker of recognition setting free, or just feel my own heart swell at the past, at the beauty of the memories that last. Maybe we taste something simple together here, soup, bread and butter, tea, drawing near. And for a moment life feels tender again, like a sunny day, unexpected soft rain. And even if there's no clear response I find, even if their eyes are far away, left behind, I can't let love be the only thing that remains. Because love does not care, love doesn't complain. Love does not depend on memories cold. Love does not depend on clarity at all. Love exists beyond the mind's embrace, in a timeless, sacred space. Life and death are part of the same circle turning. Neither cancels the other, both are burning. They complete each other in the flow. So why not let myself honor both and grow? This isn't only decline, this is also presence divine. This isn't only fading light, this is love in its eternal might. And I can feel it now, not as a concept in my head, but as a truth in my heart instead. The love is still here, it always has been so. And when I let myself feel that, hope starts to flow. I bring hope into the room tonight, not hope for a cure to make things right, but hope for love to be enough to share. Hope that even in decline, the beauty's there. Life is still beautiful, even now. Even in this moment, I allow the love to be enough to fill this space, and bring a gentle, sacred space. It's interesting to see my parent in this way. For so long I thought dementia was only decay, only suffering, only loss, only pain. But what if it is something we just can't explain? An act of the soul, a chosen way of letting go gently, day by day. Perhaps my parent, a brilliant being of light, maybe they found their own path through the night. Maybe this was the way they decided to step back and breathe, to soften the sharpness of this world beneath, before leaving it entirely, finding their release. And while it's hard for me, I can find my peace. adjust, to face my fear, to come to peace with what's coming my way. And I find myself appreciating that each day. Even when it hurts, even when it's hard to bear, they are still here and I can still be there. I can still sit with them, I can still show my care, I can still love them in this form we share. And I can still feel my parents' essence flow, their soul, even when the mind lets go. When I look at my parent through the eyes of source, I see no disease, I see a being complete in their course. I see love still present in this sacred space, connection still alive, I see their face. Eternity still unfolding in its time, nothing is really lost, everything's alive. Only shifting, only changing its form. And that helps me breathe again through the storm. That helps me love without fear taking hold. That helps me be magnanimous, be bold. It helps me visit not with pity in my heart, but with honor playing my part. It helps me walk into the room steady and true, aligned and ready to bring joy, breaking through. Instead of despair, I bring light to share, I bring love and presence everywhere. I walk in steady, I walk in a line with peace and purpose. I Now I feel light, the weight has lifted away, and in its place there is clarity today. And even joy, I understand my parents' path at last, and I don't need to fight it anymore, the die is cast.
I understand my family's reactions, what they go through.
And I don't need to fix them,
That much is true.
I'm simply here, steady and alive, connected to the source where I can thrive.
And something beautiful is happening to me. I can smile again, I can laugh and be free. Not because this is funny, not at all, but because life itself is still generous through it all.
It gives me moments of laughter, even here today. I can remember silly stories along the way, old jokes, the times my parent made me cry, from laughing so hard, tears in my eye.
And I realize that spark of humor still part of me, the playfulness, that light I can still see. I can bring it into the room, I can share.
Maybe I even laugh in a heavy moment there. Maybe the absurdity of it all breaks me open wide, the way life pretends to be so serious inside, yet ends with everyone croaking anyway. It's true, it's almost ridiculous when you think it through. And in that ridiculousness, I feel relief pouring in. I feel the freedom of not holding everything within. Yes, I can let myself be exuberant and bright. I can burst into the room like sunshine, pure light, knowing that joy is medicine I can still play my part. I can still dance, I can still laugh through tears. I cry because life is meant to be lived all the way up high, up to the edge with everything I've got. And love doesn't die, it's always hot. It keeps on shining, brighter than ever before, forever and ever, forevermore. So here I am, radiant and easy, laughing alive like fresh air breezy. Not broken by drama, but expanded wide. Not diminished, but overflowing inside. Exuberant, grateful, and free at last. Released from the chains of the past. I stand here whole like a morning dove, radiant, laughing, sharing my love. I know now that I don't have to drown in the pain of dementia. I can choose steadiness. I can choose love. I can choose relief. Even here. And when it feels too heavy again, I come back.